All right, let's get some gas. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What the hell, dude? What the hell's going on with this shit? I'm gonna pump gas and it won't go through. I think I know why. Stick around. Alright, this is going to be the only time I talk about this. Generally, I don't like to bore people with this part of, you know, don't forget jack up the car, safety first, and all that other bullshit. You're in this position because you didn't pay attention. So take it as a lesson learned. Now, I've always have said though, with GM vehicles, usually from the last 20 years, if you put your hand under, you feel, you're going to find a little bit of a hole, okay? That's where the chains are connected and pulled when they're in transport. But on the Encore and the Trax, take a good look. This is the gas line. Okay? There's the hole. So you see how close they are to one another. You're in this position, or I should say I'm in this position, same as you might be, because you missed with your jack and you stuck it here. And you crimped this shit out of the fuel line. That crimp is causing the problem that you have now, where you cannot get gas, or you have to be lucky enough to find a gas station with an older pump that you can trickle the gas in and, you know, take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes versus the usual, you know, 5-minute fill up. So be careful where you jack. Make sure you don't make this mistake again. Make sure you put your jack right there in that hole. These are the holes for transport. And make sure that you don't accidentally shove it there. Okay? So I won't bore you with the jacking up part. You already know where it goes. Safety first, yada yada yada. Get your wheel off and then get ready to party. Alright, so you guys have been here before. You've looked at here at this time. You already know where the gas goes. If you take a look, this is actually where it comes to the neck, which is right here. Now usually, you know, when C gets to work, C will spark one. Not this time. Remember, you are working around gasoline. The fumes are more dangerous than the liquid itself, and you do not want to end up in the hospital, especially nowadays where your death is worth $100,000. So you do not want to end up in the hospital. So you got these T-size screws, okay? You're gonna have to remove the arch. This one happens to be a, let me take a quick peek. I don't think the camera will pick this up, but maybe it will. I don't know. I doubt it. Yeah, it does. It's a T15. Very simple, like so. Just go ahead, unscrew these little boogers, okay? You're just gonna have to take those off, and then there's 2 bolts that hold the other part of it. Correction, 3. If you really want to go all out and get the whole thing, just take it all off. I'm not sure what size they are. Just from looking at them, they look like they might be maybe 12 millimeter. I'm not sure, but I will add that. Oh, excuse me. There's actually 4. There's 2 nuts. 1, 2, 3. So there's actually, okay, so I stand corrected. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts that hold this in place. That's all the caca falling down. So go ahead and get your little screws off. Don't lose them. Nothing that sucks more than that highway noise, the fluttering from this shit. And then you'll be able to see the filler neck. Alright guys, we've removed the arch. Then there is a little correction. There's actually an extra T15 here, and there's actually one right there that I did not see before. Down here it has a couple of pull clips. or whatever the hell this shit is called. Take those off, and then you'll be able to get the arch off, the wheel arch here with no problem, and it's completely exposed. You can take a look. So here's the neck. We know the problem is here. It's been squished and crimped. So this is actually as simple as it looks. I'm gonna go get a pan, but you can see there. Oh, and by the way, the 4 nuts that were like here, there, as well as over, where is it? Here. Those were actually 10 millimeter. They don't look it because they're, you know, got a shit ton of shit on it, but they're actually 10 mil. Pretty conventional. I should have known better. It is GM after all. They are somewhat predictable. So we got this nut here. Might have to take a look and see what size this thing is while I'm at it. That is 10 mil. There should be one there, and there should be one up there. That one might be a little bit more difficult to get to. Let me feel. This one might have to be done from up above. After all, this part here is rubber. I'll see once I get to that point if I have to remove this housing just to get to that. I can kind of feel my finger, if you can. I'm not sure how well you can actually see how it's kind of pushing this. I might be able to actually just pop right through there and get to that nut. Let me see if I can kind of locate it. If you kind of see the flashes of where my fingers are. It's about 1 inch over to the left, and I cannot tell what it is. It's definitely hex. But it almost feels like it might be a flathead screw. But we'll encounter that when we get there. So let's go ahead and also just loosen this one. We'll get a pan. If you remember before, if there's not 2 clamps on here, it's actually just one. I put the second one on to keep the gas from leaking. That's how bad it got, that whenever gas would accumulate in here because of the pressure of the gas pump, whenever it would accumulate this far, it would start leaking out the side. So, you know, I probably lost a couple, I wouldn't say that much, but maybe a good gallon of gas, which nowadays, you know, is worth about 1/5 of a ounce of gold. So let's go ahead and just get this off, and we got the replacement part. Alright, so we got it off. So you can see there's the gas tank. Okay, now you see why you had a problem. Look at that. Can this be fixed? I mean, maybe, I guess we could kind of put this up on an anvil and kind of hammer it back into some kind of decent shape where this could be actually reused, or we can put, you know, some like a start stretching this out, you know, with a pair of pliers here a little bit, where this can again be reused. Actually, the most difficult part is getting this piece off. I might have actually damaged the clip over there, which is a nightmare, because to replace that hose I'd have to get way up under there to actually replace that hose. Or could do, we can make our own. Okay, got this hose here. I believe this one's a quarter inch hose, and then you can vise it on both sides. It actually fits perfectly. I'll kind of run into that. See, you just got to get it up and over, clamp it down. I'll kind of get to that bump in the road once we're there. But yeah, you can see this is exactly why. Because what's happening is the gas is just simply not getting through. This guy, look at the clamp here, it's completely just fucked. Throw that away. So once this guy, you know, once the pressure is so built up here, because of this pinch here, that the gas pumps nowadays, they have a sensor that they read that pressure and they say, nope, sorry, your tank's full. What's going on here? So you can imagine the trickle, okay, that's coming through here. when you compare it to that. Okay, that's a monster difference. So now the process is just do everything in reverse. And let me show you, because this was half a tank when I started. I lost absolutely no gas. Okay, a couple drips, that was it. So now let's put everything back together. Now here's the replacement part, as you can see. Okay, this is what it should look like. And thanks to the fact I have 2 Encores, I know that what it should look like, and it should look like that and not what you saw before. This came off of a Chevrolet Trax. It is the exact same shit, same dog, different collar, as the old saying goes. You can see, you know, that's pretty much what it looks like. So that's the one that's going to go on. Okay, so this is the new pipe. I just have to tighten here. I was able to, you know, actually soften that one, loosen it up with this guy, just a standard 10mm all around. You can see the clamp, the hose clamp back in place. I used a new clamp since, you know, you forgot that this was the old one, piece of shit, right? And that's it, pretty much. The only thing left to do is put everything back together the way you saw it, put the tire on, and go get some fuel. And then keep your fingers crossed. Moment of truth, let's get some gas. Alright, it's pumping. Gas is pumping. No leaks. It is spinning. Pump is noisy as hell. I am watching that bottom like a hawk. There are no spills. Man, we are good to go. We are back in business. I would love to say that's all there is to it, but that was an unnecessary repair. But at least now you know. If you're ever having difficulty getting gas, now you know where to look first. It's a simple mistake. It's a stupid mistake. It's a very avoidable headache. And I learned it the hard way. Hopefully, if you see this video, and now you know to be careful where you jack the car. If you've never had to, get behind a Buick Encore or a Chevy Trax or any 1.4 liter engine GM vehicle for that matter. Make sure you see where that that filler neck goes to the gas tank so that you don't make that mistake and have to do that shit repair that I had to do. If you get lucky, you can find the part on eBay for about $55–$60. You know, it's not a huge loss, but nonetheless, it's with the price of gas nowadays. You know, it's a major loss. No matter what, you could have put that in your tank instead, and you could have not wasted, you know, the couple hours out of your day to do it. So that's it. It's working. It's good to go. As always, this is your boy C saying thanks again for stopping in for this episode of C's Retro Garage. Remind you as always to stay safe, be ye kind one to another. Peace out, and I'll catch you on the next one.